This is going to be a video guide for Phase 4, and buckle up because it's long. The fight is going to start off the same. He's going to do firewalls, meteor, bomb, firewall. With the firewalls, there's an extra set, so there's more to dodge. If you die at any point in this fight, you'll spawn a skeleton that is very hard to kill and does a lot of damage to the raid. If any more than 2 people die, even then, it's probably a wipe. These firewalls are easier to dodge from the front, so groups assigned to the back can hang out in the front to dodge. Your priority is staying alive. You cannot die. After this, he'll do bomb. If you look at the boss's HP bar, they're holding off DPS until he does the second set of firewalls. This animation locks him, allowing you to push him down further. Notice they started DPSing again. Again, your priority is don't die. Up until when they break the shield, this is exactly the same. After you break the first shield, he's going to do one of his new mechanics. He's going to front and back slam very quickly. This won't kill you, but it gives you a debuff. Depending on which claw you're on, either the front claws or the back claws, it will give you a debuff. The debuff itself does nothing, but getting hit by the same claw twice in a row kills you. Front, back. Notice the debuff he got. It's a white debuff. The people in the back got a different colored debuff. After that, he'll jump and do the normal rock cage. The groups from the back will make their way to the front because this rock is a lot tankier and you have less people. After they go in here, he's going to do another new mechanic. At 70 and 30%, when he summons the firewalls, he won't attack and instead will start powering up. Pay attention to his buffs. He's going to gain a shield guardian shout icon. This acts much like Minea's empower mechanic. If he ever gets 3 stacks of it, it will give him a major defense buff for over a minute. The way you deal with this is exactly the same. When he gets 2 to 3 stacks, your healers have to either plague or regress it. He will gain 15 total stacks over this duration. So depending on the amount of healers you have, you either wait until he gets 3, then plague, or you can do it at 2. But you have to deal with 15 total. And if it ever goes past 3, you will gain the buff. The buff can stack. So you'll notice the shield icon there. Dispel, 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 and dispel. If done correctly, he will not gain the defense buff. Now you'll notice that the groups have switched where they were. In other words, the groups on the front paws and the groups on the back paws have switched positions. This is entirely because of the front back mechanic, the white debuff that he has. If he gets hit by the front back again, it'll kill him, so the groups have to rotate. Think Kilsaic. Notice they only have one rock per side. An easy way to assign this is the healer on the back foot spawns the rock. You'll only ever get two sets of rocks in the entire fight. And the groups will have rotated, so you can always rely, just tell the back healer to take the rock. After the rock phases, he will always do the front back mechanic, the debuff, and he will always follow it up with a headbutt. He's not going to do it here because he pushed below 50% and that takes priority, but he will do it again later and you'll see what I mean. This is the normal debuff, black and red. After they break the shield, he's going to do the front back mechanic again. So they can't rush to the front feet. You can't do that at all anymore. Front, back. Notice his debuff changed. The front paws give you a white debuff, and the back paw gives you a red debuff. As long as you don't get hit by the same one twice in a row, you're fine. He's approaching 30%, so he's going to do the firewall plague mechanic. Dispel, 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 dispel. Now the groups have rotated again. Because the priest has the red debuff, he now moves to the front claw. The second debuff. Notice the priest got the black debuff. This works differently in the new version. Every set of debuffs, every other one will alternate his foot stomps. So for instance, the first set, it was the black stomp followed by the red stomp. In the 30-man, that remained static. In the new version, it alternates. So now for the second set of debuffs, it will be it'll be red stomp first, followed by black stomp. He looks to the right, That's the red stomp. Red, black. Now you'll notice the other healer is taking the rock. Again, after the rock, you will always do the front back, followed by a headbutt. As ranged, or as side groups, you can just stay out and wait till he does it. There's no need to rush back in. Front, back. You'll notice the tank group ran in already. The tank group never gets hit by the front back. They never have to deal with that mechanic, so they're free to go in. It's harder to iframe the headbutt if you rush in, but that's totally up to you. What's going to happen here is the boss pushes at 15% instead of 10. But what's going to happen here is he's going to Hakan and then immediately debuff. Pay attention to what they do here. They place the Hakans directly under the foot and then iframe towards the center of the boss. This is the third set of debuffs. So now it's back to black first, then red. He has the red debuff, so he needs to go to the first direction the boss looks. They push to 15% here. This is the final shield. If you notice, they've left the back left shield partially broken for a very long time. This is not a mistake, this is deliberate. You have a full 30 seconds to break this final shield. And the shields are much weaker. So you can have all your groups continue DPSing for around 20 to 25 seconds on the boss. The boss does not instantly die when you break the shield, he will continue doing mechanics. So getting him as low as possible here is super beneficial. All the DPS then go to the back leg and break it. You can see it's very deliberate. After you break the final shield, he will instantly do another set of debuffs. This is the fourth set of debuffs, so it's alternating again. Previously it was black then red, now it's red stomp then black stomp. Super important not to fuck that up. Red, black. Now he'll do firewalls and continue attacking. Below 15% he will alternate this until either you die or he does. You will do debuff, firewall, and he'll just keep spamming it over and over. Do that correctly and you win. It's super important not to die in this phase. If you can do that, you can meet the DPS requirement.